Today's leadership lesson is on growing our leadership capability, and it takes a daily investment. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not a microwave process. It's something you have to put on a priority, and it has to be a habit that you'll see over time. So there's really four parts of this. Number one, you have to know that you don't know stuff. Just admit, I want to learn about business, but I don't know anything about it. So I'm willing. But the first part is that I don't know what I don't know. It's kind of how you start in high school. It's when you start any kind of business. You don't know what you don't know. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They're not willing to kind of get outside of their bubble or their groupthink. So the second step from going, I don't know what I don't know, the next step is I know what I don't know. Every successful leader is a learner and is willing to put in the work to understand their job. In fact, whether you're in marriage and you need to read about marriage books, you're a parent, you got to read about parenting. Everything is a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. You don't just watch one 30-minute training session and all of a sudden go, oh, I get it. I've got all the business principles. I get all the parenting stuff. It doesn't work like that. It is every day making a habit of becoming a learner. Then the third step is I grow and I know, and it starts to show. So that's what we call competence, is that you know what you're doing. You're continuing to develop yourself. You have those habits, and those habits are turning into values, and those values are being seen by people around you. And then the last part is I simply go because of what I know, meaning that it comes automatic. It's muscle memory. It's going to the gym every day, and 6 months later, it just, you know exactly how to lift that weight. You know how to run that mile. You know how to do that. And we need muscle memory with our mind as well, with leadership tactics. When we look at someone like Jimmy Carter, a president who really wasn't thought of as the greatest president ever, but he didn't stop learning. And through his leadership growth, we've seen somebody with him and Rosalind have volunteered with Habitat for Humanity and really have become great people because you can tell he's growing as a leader. You look at several different other people and you can see that, whether it's Theodore Roosevelt growing up with debilitating, very weak kind of person, and not a very strong individual, but very sharp. And his dad said, look, unless you train your body, you're not going to be able to use your mind. And so he boxed and rode and horseback, all kinds of stuff to develop himself to the point where he was one of the strongest mentally and strongest physical presidents, traveling thousands of miles to campaign, giving over 700 speeches, getting shot, and still giving an hour-long speech. Just amazing. And when he finally passed away, it was said that when he passed away from his sleep, it said that death had to get him from his sleep, because if he would have been awake, Theodore Roosevelt would have put up a fight. That was the kind of person he was. He developed himself constantly. And if you want to see a champion, you're going to see someone who develops into a champion in their daily routine. And so it's what we see in ultimate fighting or a boxing championship is we see what happens in that one moment in the bright lights. But what happens in the bright lights is because of the work and the perseverance they put in when it was dark, when no one else was looking. Becoming a leader is a process. It doesn't happen in a day. It takes a lifetime of habits, of growing ourselves, of reading of putting ourselves around other people, jumping into new projects, getting out of our comfort zone, and continually being a leader. If you do that, you can become a leader.